Velma Thomas was pronounced dead for 17 hours. Her body was cold and lifeless, defying all medical explanations, yet she returned to life bearing a message so profound and urgent that it left doctors, family, and onlookers stunned. Her message spoke of an all-encompassing love, an unshakable faith, and an unalterable truth beyond death. But why was this message so urgent? Velma described it as a cosmic call to humanity, urging us to reconsider how we live, love, and treat one another. This wasn't merely a tale of survival, it was a clarion call, a life-altering revelation intended to awaken us to a higher purpose. Could her experience redefine everything we believe about life and death? It was just another ordinary day for Velma Thomas, the kind of day where nothing extraordinary happens. She had woken up, gone through her usual morning routine, and everything seemed perfectly fine. But somewhere in the middle of it all, something went terribly wrong. At first, it was just a slight discomfort, a feeling of fatigue that she could have easily shrugged off. Maybe she had overdone it the day before or just hadn't gotten enough sleep. But soon, the symptoms escalated. The slight discomfort turned into tightness in her chest, a feeling that was impossible to ignore. Her breath grew shallow, and the panic began to creep in. Velma realized that this wasn't something she could walk off. She tried to stay calm, but deep down, she knew something was seriously wrong. Her family noticed the change immediately. They saw her face grow pale and her eyes wide with concern, her lips trembling as if she wanted to say something, but couldn't find the strength. The calmness of their home quickly turned into chaos, the kind that felt like a thunderstorm had suddenly descended on a sunny day. "What's happening? Mom, are you okay?" her child asked, their voice trembling with fear as tears welled up in their eyes. Velma tried to stay strong, her hands gripping the edge of the table for support, but she could only shake her head weakly. Her breathing grew ragged, and her eyes darted around the room as if searching for something, or someone, to save her. Her husband sprang into action, dialing emergency services with shaking hands while her child clung to her side, their small voice whispering, "Please, Mom, stay with us." The air was thick with desperation. Every second felt like an eternity, each tick of the clock hammering home the gravity of the situation. It became painfully clear that this was more than a minor ailment. As Velma's condition deteriorated rapidly, her family fought to keep their composure, but the weight of uncertainty bore down on them. Time felt like it was slipped. The paramedics arrived quickly, but even their trained eyes could see that things weren't looking good. Her heart rate was erratic, her breathing shallow, and her body weakening by the second. The paramedics worked urgently, attaching her to monitors and stabilizing her as best as they could. They rushed her to the hospital, the sirens blaring through the streets. Her family followed closely behind, their hearts pounding with fear and uncertainty. By the time they reached the local hospital in West Virginia, Velma was unconscious. The doctors immediately began working on her. The medical team knew the odds were slim, but they refused to give up. For hours, the team worked tirelessly. But despite their best efforts, Velma's heart stopped. The monitors flatlined. The room went silent, save for the beeping of machines and the quiet sobs of her family. Velma Thomas was declared dead. The news was devastating. For her son Tim, the rock of the family, the loss was unbearable. Standing beside his mother's lifeless body, he felt like his entire world had crumbled. The doctors informed the family that they had done everything possible. It was time to say their goodbyes. Velma's body was moved to a holding room, and the machines were turned off. Her body was cold, lifeless, and still. The family gathered around her, praying, mourning, and trying to come to terms with their loss. Hours passed, but something extraordinary was about to happen, something that no one in the room could have ever anticipated. 17 hours after Velma had been pronounced dead, something inexplicable occurred. Her heart began to beat again. Slowly but surely, life returned to her body. The hospital staff couldn't believe their eyes. They rushed to her side, reattaching monitors and checking her vitals. Velma's family, initially paralyzed by grief, now watched in shock and awe. The woman they had just said goodbye to was alive. It was nothing short of a miracle. But this was just the beginning of an even greater revelation. When Velma regained consciousness, she had a story to tell, a story that would leave everyone speechless. She described a profound experience, one that transcended the physical world. She spoke of a place filled with warmth, love, and light. It was unlike anything she had ever known. Velma described seeing loved ones who had passed on, their faces radiant and peaceful. She felt an overwhelming sense of calm and understanding. But there was also a message, a warning. She claimed to have heard a voice, one that told her it wasn't her time yet. The voice urged her to return to the living world and share a message about the importance of love, faith, and kindness. It was a mission, she said, that she couldn't ignore. News of Velma's miraculous recovery spread quickly. Medical professionals were baffled, unable to explain how she had come back to life after being pronounced dead for so long. Religious leaders saw it as a sign, a divine intervention. Velma's story sparked debates among scientists, theologians, and skeptics. Was her experience evidence of an afterlife? Or could it be explained as a hallucination caused by a lack of oxygen to the brain? For Velma and her family, there was no doubt. This was a miracle, a second chance at life and a calling to spread a message of hope and faith. Velma's incredible story continues to inspire people around the world, touching hearts and stirring minds in profound ways. Her journey challenges our understanding of life, death, and what lies beyond, compelling us to re-evaluate the boundaries of science and faith. Whether seen as a medical anomaly or a divine miracle, her experience has become a beacon of hope and curiosity. Countless individuals have shared how Velma's story encouraged them to cherish their loved ones more deeply, pursue personal growth, and foster a sense of spiritual connection. Her message is not just a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit, but also a call to embrace the enduring mysteries of existence with an open heart and mind. So, what do you think? Could Velma's experience be proof of something greater? Or is it simply one of life's unexplainable phenomena? Either way, her story is one that will be remembered for generations to come. Please like, share, subscribe and comment. Thanks for watching my channel.